Welcome, friend. Settle in now, and let the outside world drift away like a ship's wake on a calm sea. You are safe here, warm and completely at rest. Tonight we journey far north, past the edge of the known world, to a land where the mountains meet the ocean in vast, silent fjords. This is the home of the Vikings, not the thunder of battle, but the gentle rhythm of their quiet, northern nights. Imagine the air outside. It is crisp, clean and cool, carrying the faint, soothing scent of pine, salt spray and wood smoke. Above us, the sky is a deep, velvety indigo, dotted with countless stars, bright, ancient lights that have guided sailors and dreamers for 1,000 years. We are standing now before a longhouse, built strong from massive timber, tucked into a peaceful valley. Through the tiny oilskin window, a warm golden light spills out, a comforting beacon against the night. The sound of the wind is merely a soft whisper around the eaves. Breathe in slowly and then let it out completely. Now step inside with me. The air here is instantly warmer, rich with the homely aromas of baking bread, drying herbs, and the sweet, lingering smoke of a hearth fire that has been banked for the night. That fire is now a low, mesmerizing glow, a living ember in the center of the room. It crackles just enough to tell you it's there, but quietly enough not to disturb the profound peace. Everyone is already settled. The great hall is a landscape of soft shadows and deep comfort. In the distance you can hear the soft, steady breathing of the villagers, mothers, fathers, warriors and elders, all wrapped in wool blankets, their daily cares tucked away beneath the eaves of the strong longhouse. This is where the true power of the Vikings rests, not in their axes or their ships, but in the deep, loyal peace of their home, and in the quiet strength of their stories. Tonight we will let those stories wash over you. They are tales of gentle giants, kind-hearted shield maidens, whispering nature spirits, and the soothing guidance of the gods of home and rest. They are the sagas whispered softly, meant only to bring comfort, and to carry you effortlessly into a deep, peaceful slumber. Close your eyes fully, feel the warmth of the fire on your cheek, and let your body sink deeper into the surface you rest upon. You are safe. You are home. Now let the journey begin, as we slip into the deep, restful quiet of a Viking village night. The night is still deep outside, but inside the longhouse a small, subtle shift is taking place. It is the moment when the deepest slumber begins to lighten, replaced by the profound peace of a rested mind. The fire, which was only an ember moments ago, is slowly being coaxed back to life by the village's elder woman, Inga, whose movements are as silent and graceful as the smoke curling from the stone chimney. Listen closely. The first sound is the tunk, tunk, of a piece of dried birch being laid gently onto the coals. It does not spark or flame loudly. It just catches, creating a soft, warm glow that slowly pushes back the shadows. Inga is humming. It is not a song with words, but a quiet, low-frequency melody. A sound that has been the soundtrack to her life. A sound that says, all is well, all is prepared. This sound is one of the oldest in the village, a soft reassurance that the cycle continues, that the home is protected, and that the warmth will return. Feel the peace in that sound. The scent of wood smoke begins to deepen, wrapping itself around the lingering fragrance of sweet hay and last night's meal. It's an enveloping, cozy scent, a blanket of aroma that tells your body you are utterly safe. There is no urgency in this awakening. The life here is governed not by the harsh demands of time, but by the slow, stately movement of the sun and the needs of the earth. A child stirs on the sleeping platform across the room. It is little Freya. She doesn't cry or fuss. She only lets out a small, satisfied sigh, the kind that comes from deep, uncomplicated rest. The sound is tiny, a puff of air, and then she settles immediately again, drawing her wool blanket up under her chin. Inga, without looking, without making a noise, knows she is settled, and the soft humming continues, steady, gentle, and utterly peaceful. The first rays of dawn, pale and silvery, are now finding their way through the small opening in the roof, the smoke hole, and through the oil-tied windows. They don't arrive with a sudden burst, but rather as a slow, deliberate brightening. Inside the longhouse, the light is soft and diffused, a gentle golden milkiness that illuminates the grain of the wooden walls and the quiet, sleeping forms of the people. This is the light of a peaceful transition, the world slowly waking up around you. The air itself feels heavy with sleep and good rest. Let that feeling settle over you. The rhythms of domesticity, baking and hearth. Inga now moves to her work table. This is the heart of the home, the place where sustenance is made. Her work begins, not with frantic chopping or clattering, but with the steady repetitive rhythm of the mortar and pestle. Grind, 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 grind. The sound is a low, abrasive whisper, the stone gently crushing the dried grain. She is preparing the flour for the day's bread, the lifeblood of the village. Close your eyes and visualize her strong, weathered hands, moving with years of practiced efficiency. There is no wasted motion, no rush, only the deep, centering focus of a task done with love and patience. Feel the peaceful weight of that repetition. Grind, grind. The flour is then mixed with a little water, a touch of sourdough starter that has been kept alive for generations, and a pinch of salt from the coast. The kneading begins. This is perhaps the most soothing sound of all, the soft thwump, thwump, thwump of the dough being pressed and turned against the wooden trough. It is soft, yielding, and deeply rhythmic. The dough is cool, supple, and slowly coming alive in her hands. The room is quiet save for this gentle, low percussion. It's a hypnotic sound, a primal, comforting drumbeat that speaks of provision and care. Thwump, thwump. Each press of the dough is a breath, a moment of presence, a promise of a full belly and a peaceful night. The small round loaves are shaped with care and placed on a wooden peel. The fire is now warm and ready. Inga carefully slides the loaves into the side oven built into the stone hearth. Now we wait, and the waiting is a beautiful thing. The longhouse falls into a gentle silence, broken only by the occasional settle of the burning wood. A quiet, reassuring sound. The fire hisses softly as the bread begins to bake, and the aroma starts its slow, deliberate journey. First, a hint of yeast, then the deep, earthy smell of the wheat, and finally, that incomparable golden scent of baking bread, warm, sweet, and comforting. This smell is the very definition of home in the Viking world. It permeates the air, reaching into the deepest, softest recesses of the longhouse, ensuring that every sleeper, even those still resting, is inhaling comfort and peace with every gentle breath. Let the warm, bread-scented air fill your own quiet space now. Breathe in the peace, breathe out the rest as the bread bakes. The men and older children begin to stir, rising quietly, pulling on their woolen layers. Their movements are equally slow and purposeful. They move with the quiet respect of people who know their home is a shared space and their time is their own. Young Halder, a strong boy of 12, takes his shepherd's crook and quietly slips out the main door. He is heading to the high pasture to check on the small flock of sheep. His walk is silent, his boots muffled by the soft earth and pine needles just outside the village palisade. Imagine walking beside him, feeling the cool, clean air on your face. The world outside is a masterpiece of quiet blues and greens. The light is still soft, catching the dew on the long, pale grass. The sheep are gathered in a sheltered, grassy cove overlooking the calm, misty fjord. Their presence is a profoundly peaceful one. Ba, ba. Their call is soft, a simple, non-demanding sound. They graze slowly, heads down, their movements dictated by the abundance of the grass. Halder sits on a smooth, flat stone and simply watches them. His task is not about driving or rushing but about guarding, a quiet vigilance that ensures their safety and peace. He counts them one by one, letting his mind drift with the clouds above the mountains. The only other sound here is the gentle cropping of grass, a soft repetitive snip, 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 and the low, constant murmur of the fjord water meeting the shore below. Slap, slap. It's the sound of the ocean breathing, a deep rhythmic sighing that anchors the entire landscape in tranquility. Let your breathing become as steady and slow as the ocean's sigh. Meanwhile, closer to the village, two shipwrights, Torvin and Sigurd, are working on a new longship. This ship will not be for war, but for trade, for visiting friendly shores, and for fishing. Their work too is surprisingly quiet. The ship's hull is half finished, a beautiful arcing spine of oak. They are shaping the planks, splitting them along the natural grain of the wood. The tools they use are not harsh and loud, but simple axes and wedges, wielded with expertise. Tap, 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 pause, and then the soft thunk of the wood splitting cleanly. The sound of the axe is not one of violence but of creation. It is measured, careful, and deeply satisfying. Torvin runs his hand along the smooth curve of the newly shaped plank, feeling the texture, ensuring it is perfect for the calm waters. He is dreaming of the gentle voyages this ship will take, of calm sails, of stars reflected in the dark water, of the peace of a journey well underway. The whole village operates on this principle. Quiet focus, gentle movements, and the profound satisfaction of simple, well-done work. They are tending to the life around them, the bread, the sheep, the boats, with a deep, abiding respect. This is the peace that comes from connection, from knowing that every hand's work contributes to the deep, shared warmth of the home. The sun has made its slow arc and is now beginning its majestic, gentle descent behind the towering, dark silhouette of the mountains. The air is cooling again, and the villagers begin their slow migration back to the longhouse. Halder leads his sheep down the path, their soft coats blending into the twilight, their calls even quieter now. Torvin and Sigurd carefully oil their tools, placing them under a lean-to to protect them from the dew. The work of the day is done, and the time for rest is arriving again, with the same unhurried certainty as the moonrise. As they enter the longhouse, the aroma of the baked bread is still strong, now mingling with the steam of the simple evening meal, root vegetables from the garden, freshly caught fish gently roasted over the embers, and a mug of warm, spiced milk for the children. This is the time of gentle community. There are no loud announcements, no clashing arguments. The conversation is low, a murmur of satisfied voices. They share the day's simple gifts. A handful of freshly spun wool, a new carving of a wooden horse for little Freya, a simple tale of a fox seen in the woods. The elders take their places near the fire. They are the keepers of the soft sagas, the ones who weave the threads of the past into a comforting blanket for the present. Old Harold, his voice deep and worn smooth like a river stone, begins to speak. He does not tell of raid or battle. He tells of the quiet winter. And in that deepest of snows, Harold murmurs, his voice barely audible, the village rested. Not sleeping but resting. The world outside was a deep, soft silence. The only sounds were the breathing of the family, the soft melting of the snow on the thatch, and the sound of the loom, clack hush, weaving the future from the past. Every heart in the longhouse beat with the same slow, patient rhythm. The cold was outside. The peace was within. We were warm, we were together, and the great gods knew we were safe. His voice is like the low, gentle drone of a distant bagpipe, constant, mesmerizing, and deeply comforting. His words are not meant to be analyzed, but to be absorbed, to be felt in the warmth of your bones. As the meal concludes, the final gentle act of the day unfolds. The twilight song. Inga, who baked the bread, now begins to sing. It is a lullaby that has been sung for 1,000 years. Its melody is slow, consisting of only a few notes that rise and fall like the smoke from the chimney. The words, in the ancient tongue, speak of the moon watching over the sheep, of the stars protecting the longship, and of the ancestors holding the roof strong against the night. The small children, already nestled into their beds, close their eyes, their little hands clutching their wooden toys. The adults too let their heads rest back against the walls, their eyes growing heavy. The song fades, but the feeling lingers. The lamps, small bowls of oil with a floating wick, are slowly extinguished one by one. The light recedes, drawing the shadows in like a soft, enveloping hug. Finally, only the banked fire remains, a quiet, breathing glow. This is the perfect Viking peace. Simple, slow, and utterly safe. The day has returned its gifts, and now the night returns its gift of deep, necessary rest. Let the final image be the last, soft sigh of the longhouse, the low crackle of the banked fire, the steady, unified, gentle breathing of the entire village. You are one of them. You are safe. You are drifting. The stillness of the longhouse is deep, but as your breathing slows and deepens, you begin to feel a new sensation, a slight rhythmic shift beneath you. The deep-set peace is no longer rooted in the solid earth, but in the gentle, rocking embrace of the water. We have slipped silently from the cozy longhouse and onto the deck of a longship. This is not a vessel of conquest, but a graceful nar, a sturdy ship of trade and travel, designed to glide smoothly over the silent, moon-silvered sea. Feel the cool, smooth wood of the deck beneath your hand, and listen to the ship's song. It is the sound of deep, silent movement. Slap, lap, pause, slap, lap, pause. The water, vast and dark, is not frightening, but rather an enormous, comforting blanket reflecting the night sky. The ship moves with a slow, stately rhythm. It rises on a slight swell, hangs for a moment in a perfect balance, and then gently settles back down into the trough. This rocking motion is ancient and primal, the most effective lullaby the world knows. Let your whole body sink with this gentle sway. Fall, rest, fall, rest. We are far enough from the coast that the land smells have faded, replaced by the clean, sharp scent of salt and the cool, damp breath of the ocean itself. The sail, a massive square of woven wool and linen, is only partially unfurled, catching a high, gentle breeze that whispers a quiet melody. Whoosh! A soft sigh in the fabric and then stillness. The ship simply glides. The silent crew and the rhythm of rest. Look around you. The crew are not shouting or straining. They are men and women who understand the profound power of quiet. They sit on the benches, their hands resting on the oars, but the oars are lifted and stored, their use not needed in this perfect, gentle breeze. Their conversation is minimal, just a low, guttural murmur between two sailors at the stern. Words are precious here, saved for necessary direction or for a moment of shared wonder. One old sailor, Kjetil, is at the tiller. His eyes are not on the waves but on the sky. He is navigating by the stars of quiet journey. Look up with him. Above you, the sky is a masterpiece of glittering light. Kjetil points out a star to the young boy beside him, a boy named Sven, who is learning the language of the cosmos. Look, Sven, Kjetil whispers, his voice like the grinding of smooth pebbles. There is the Great Bear. But tonight, he is not a bear of hunger. He is the Great Dipper of gentle water. See how his handle points to the nail of the north. That one star that never moves, the one that keeps the world steady. That star, Polaris, is a point of absolute, unwavering calm. Everything else in the universe seems to wheel and spin around it, but the North Star holds firm. It is a celestial anchor. It is the assurance that no matter how far you drift, no matter how deep your sleep, there is a fixed point of safety and stillness waiting for you. Fix your gaze or your mind's eye on that gentle, constant light. The rhythm of the voyage is one of total surrender. There is no fight against the ocean, only an agreement with it. The ship is an extension of the sea, moving with its will, guided by the heavens. The only repetitive sound now is the drip, drip, drip from the bow, where a little spray from the last wave is slowly falling back into the fjord. It's a clean, cold, mesmerizing sound. Drip, drip, drip. This is the sound of time passing gently, unhurriedly. It is the clock of the quiet ocean, counting out the moments of your profound rest. Legend of the gentle sea drogger. As the night deepens and the ship glides further into the deep, quiet waters, Kjetil finally speaks again. His voice even softer now, a mere breath above the sound of the hull against the water. He is telling Sven a short, sleepy legend, a tale that keeps the sea calm and the crew peaceful. We are not alone, little sailor, Kjetil murmurs, pulling his thick cloak tighter. We sail under the watchful eye of the gentle drogger of the deep. Do not confuse them with the angry spirits of the land. The sea drogger who follow the Nar are the spirits of those ancient mariners who died at sea, but died with a peaceful heart, accepting the ocean's claim. They have no use for battle or gold. Their only purpose is the smooth passage of the living. Tonight they are here. Can you feel them? The ship dips gently into a small hollow between waves, an almost imperceptible cradle in the water. When the water is this smooth, Kjetil continues, it is because the gentle drogger are swimming just beneath the keel, their vast, silent bodies absorbing the turbulence. They push away the currents, they hold down the chop, and they keep the wind a steady, constant friend. If you look over the side, though you mustn't lean out too far, Sven, you might see them. They look like pale, shimmering seals moving with an effortless grace. And the Nar gives them a gift for their work. Every time the ship glides smoothly over a wave, the wood sings a low, humming note. That hum is their reward, their lullaby, and their only pay. The ship does hum. It's a very low vibration felt in the deck, a deep, resonant hum from the massive oak planking, the sound of the vessel's spirit agreeing with the journey, singing its thanks to the gentle protectors beneath. Let that low, beautiful vibration enter your chest and settle into your bones. It is the sound of perfect engineering and perfect peace. The sea is calm, the ship is humming, and the silent spirits of the ocean are ensuring your rest. There is nothing to fear on this voyage. The drogger are your protectors, the stars are your guides, and the wind is your soft, unhurried breath. The endless horizon of peace. For a long time nothing is said. The only sound is the rhythmic slosh lap, and the gentle hum of the hull. The crew, watching the stars and feeling the flow of the ship, have entered a meditative state. Their thoughts are slow, simple, and entirely peaceful. They are thinking of the good, quiet things, of the warm, smoky scent of the village they left, of the soft, distant shores they will soon greet, of the satisfaction of their simple, necessary work. Their bodies move slightly with the ship, a soft, involuntary sway that is the essence of relaxation. The water itself is a profound mirror. Every star, every glimmer of the distant, rising moon, is reflected perfectly in the inky blackness below. Sailing here is like floating between two infinite skies, the one above and the one below, suspended in a pocket of absolute tranquility. You are floating with them. Feel yourself suspended. The weight of your body is insignificant. Your thoughts are as simple and slow as the sway of the ship. Jedel, his eyelids growing heavy, gives one final soft instruction to Sven. When the moon god Mani is directly overhead, little one, you will know you are precisely where you should be. His light will make the path silver and safe. Do not worry about speed, only about peace. The moon, large and comforting, begins its slow ascent to the highest point in the sky. It casts a long, unbroken trail of shimmering silver on the water, a quiet road leading only toward a restful horizon. This silver path is a promise that your journey will be easy, your destination will be welcoming, and your sleep will be deep and undisturbed. We sail on, cradled by the sea, guided by the stars, and protected by the ancient, gentle silence of the Viking night. Slap, lap, The ship moves through the darkness with a peaceful, confident grace. All is well. All is still. Let the gentle rocking of the Nar carry you deeper, deeper, into rest. The feeling of the ship's gentle rock slowly melts away, replaced now by the deep-seated, earthy warmth of the land. We are back inside the longhouse, but not by the main large hearth. We are in the quietest, most peaceful corner, the space dedicated to Astrid, the village healer. This space is a sanctuary, a hushed pocket of calm. The air here is subtly different, less smoky and more fragrant. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You can smell the comforting, earthy aroma of dried herbs, the pungent strength of mugwort, the sweet, calming scent of meadowsweet, and the cool, clean fragrance of pine needles. These are the scents of comfort, of tending, and of natural restoration. Astrid herself is a study in quietude. Her movements are slow and deliberate, imbued with the deep-seated patience of someone who understands that healing cannot be rushed. She is sitting on a small wooden stool beside a little fire, tending a simmering clay pot of water. The water is just barely boiling, making a soft, continuous whispering sound as the gentle steam rises, carrying the essence of the herb she has dropped into it. Her hands are resting on her knees, waiting. They are strong, calloused, yet deeply gentle hands that hold within them the memory of every ache they have soothed, every troubled brow they have smoothed. Her eyes, the color of a quiet, deep fjord, are fixed not on the fire, but on a point of serene stillness beyond it. They hold no worry, no rush, only the deep, constant, and unshakable belief that rest is the truest medicine. The art of soothing. Astrid's healing often begins long before the herbs are applied. It begins with the simple act of holding stillness. Tonight, she is tending to Sven, the young boy who was aboard the ship. His arm is not injured, but his small body is tense from the excitement and long hours of the journey. He lies quietly on a mat of soft furs, his eyes wide, his breathing shallow. Astrid does not speak to him immediately. She simply sits near him, her presence a silent, heavy blanket of peace. She retrieves a small, clean piece of linen from a basket and dips it into the warm herbal water. The linen is then wrung out, not with force, but with a slow, careful twist, ensuring the cloth is warm and damp, but not dripping. She lays the warm compress gently over his forehead, and another over the small pulse point on his wrist. The warmth is immediate and penetrating, a direct message to the body that the time for tension is over, and the time for release has begun. Feel that warmth now, a soft, soothing heat settling over a tired spot on your own body. As the warmth does its work, Astrid begins a very subtle, low humming, much quieter than Inga's morning tune. It is a single, extended note, a pure, resonant tone that vibrates in the chest and settles the mind. This is her sound therapy. It is the sound of a protected heart, the sound of the earth breathing. It is so low that it is felt more than heard. resonating deep within the ear canal, causing the restless thoughts to simply slow down, like leaves falling through thick, still water. Sven's shoulders visibly soften. His breath, which was quick and shallow, now catches, then deepens into a slow, sustained inhale, and an even longer releasing exhale. Astrid speaks now. Her voice so soft it seems to come from the shadows themselves. The ache is just a guest, little Sven. And a guest who is tired and needs to be sent to sleep. We wrap him in warmth, we give him the soft, quiet music of the heart, and we watch him leave. She gently rubs a small amount of rendered fat, infused with calming lavender-like herbs, onto the soles of his feet. Her touch is feather-light, barely there, a gentle suggestion of comfort. The friction is minimal, the warmth is constant. This simple ancient act of tending the body's furthest points is a profound cue for the whole system to shut down and rest, calming the strongest hearts. Astrid's healing touch extends beyond the children. Even the toughest warriors seek out her quiet corner, drawn by the profound, non-judgmental stillness she maintains. Tonight, a powerful Carl-free man, named Egil, sits heavily on the edge of the sleeping platform. He has no wounds, only a deep, restless worry about the changing seasons and the unknown future. His strength is a burden. His mind will not quiet down. Astrid approaches him without a word. She knows that for the strong, the simplest touch is often the most revolutionary. She does not offer a compress or an herb, but rather a simple shared lullaby. She places a small smooth piece of river stone, cool and heavy, into his large calloused hand. "Hold this, Egil," she whispers. "This stone has been tumbled by the water for 1,000 years. It knows all the worry of the river, and it carries none of it. Feel its weight. It is steady. It is the only thing you need to hold right now." Then she sings. It is not a lullaby for a child, but a hush song for a warrior's heart, a song about Frigg's loom. The melody is incredibly slow, a drawn-out chant that focuses entirely on the sound of the consonant S. The words describe the soft sound of the shuttle moving back and forth across Frigg's great loom, weaving the threads of fate not with violence, but with quiet, purposeful intention. SSS so FTLY SSS spins the thread. SSS LOLY come the night. As silent the worry goes. SSS sleep the heart takes flight. The repetition is hypnotic. The sound of the S is a natural white noise, mimicking the sound of gentle wind through high grass, or the slow, soothing exhalation of a sleeping body. It is designed to bypass the thinking mind and speak directly to the oldest, most primal center of peace in the brain. Egil closes his eyes, his powerful grip slowly loosening around the river stone. His forehead creases smooth out. He is surrendering his worry to the steady, quiet rhythm of the healer's voice. He is giving up the burden of his strength and accepting the profound strength of rest. Astrid moves away as silently as a falling snowflake. Her work is done. The warm compress has calmed the body, the quiet touch has calmed the hands, and the soothing chant has calmed the fierce heart. The healing corner remains quiet, smelling faintly of clean earth and pine. It is a place where every muscle is told to unclench, every thought is told to slow down, and every breath is a soft, deep declaration of peace. Let Astrid's gentle presence be the guardian of your own rest now. Let her stillness enter your mind, and let the soft scent of her herbs wrap you in a cocoon of deep, untroubled slumber. Let the last soft scent of the healer's herbs drift from your mind. Our journey now takes us out of the longhouse, but still within the circle of the village's deep, protective peace. We travel to the bank of the quiet river, where the moss is deep and yielding, and the shadows are long and comforting. Here we find two men, the gentle-hearted friends of the village, Bjorn and Eirik. They are Vikings, strong and capable, yet their greatest strength lies not in their arms, but in the unwavering, quiet loyalty they hold for one another. Bjorn is a man whose movements are slow and deliberate, like the turning of a great, weathered millstone. His laugh, when it comes, is a deep, warm rumble. Eirik is lighter, quicker, like the ripple of the water itself, always watching the small, beautiful details of the world. They are different, but their differences mesh together like two perfectly fitted stones in a hearth. Tonight, we find them by the river, not to fish for their dinner, but simply to listen to the river's peaceful murmur. They sit in comfortable silence on a stretch of sun-warmed granite, their fishing lines drifting gently in the current. Urgle, tingle, swish. The sound of the river is a constant, soft whisper. The earth's water flowing unhurriedly back to the sea. It is a cleansing, smoothing sound, washing away all sharp edges and hurried thoughts. Look at their quiet contentment. After a long time, Bjorn finally murmurs, "The water is very wise tonight, Eirik. It tells us everything important is already known." Eirik nods, his eyes still on the river. "It tells us to stop fighting the current, brother. Just to float." They both smile softly, the kind of gentle smile that needs no audience and no big event to prompt it. Just the simple comfort of being together in a peaceful place. Shared laughter and simple joy. One evening, Bjorn and Eirik decided to set out on their small, two-person boat to the middle of the quiet fjord for a night of deep-sea fishing. It was a clear, moonless night, the perfect conditions for the starfishing they loved. They rowed with slow, synchronized strokes. Dip, lift, drip. The oars moved in perfect harmony, the water dripping from the blades back into the fjord with a clean silver sound. When they reached the center, they dropped their anchor. The water was so still, so utterly black, that it was impossible to tell where the sky ended and the sea began. They were floating in the heart of the universe, suspended between the stars above and the stars below. They had been sitting for what felt like hours, their lines motionless. The silence was absolute, broken only by the occasional distant call of a sea bird, a sound that only emphasized the profound quiet. Suddenly, Eirik felt a powerful tug on his line, a mighty fish. He pulled back, his feet braced, and began the slow, arduous work of reeling in the catch. He fought it for a long, quiet, respectful time, his breath coming in soft, heavy puffs. Finally, he brought it to the surface. A magnificent cod, its scales shimmering in the faint starlight. But as he reached to net it, the fish gave one last, powerful, twisting surge and the line snapped. The fish did not splash violently. It simply slipped back into the dark water with a soft, final plop. Eirik sat back, his heart racing from the quiet struggle, staring at his broken line. Bjorn, who had been watching in silent support, did not offer a rushed consolation or a critical comment. He simply looked at the dark water where the fish disappeared, and then looked at Eirik. And then a tiny breathy sound escaped Bjorn's chest. It was a quiet, gentle snort. Eirik looked at him, surprised, and Bjorn just shook his head slowly, a vast, gentle amusement in his eyes. "That was his victory, Eirik," Bjorn whispered, his voice deep and warm. "He taught you a lesson. Sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones that remind you to simply let go." And then the quiet snort turned into a low, rumbling chuckle and Eirik joined in, his lighter voice mixing with Bjorn's deep one. It was not loud, boisterous laughter that breaks the night, but a shared, soft, deeply satisfying sound. A sound of acceptance, of shared experience, and the profound realization that a lost fish means nothing compared to the warmth of the company. They sat there, not casting their lines again, but simply letting the gentle ripples of their laughter fade into the silent, star-filled fjord. Their boat rocked slowly, a cradle of shared quiet joy. The quiet mending of a misunderstanding. Even the deepest friendships can have small moments of friction. One cool autumn morning, a shadow fell between Bjorn and Eirik, but it was a shadow of quiet confusion, not of anger. Bjorn had a favorite leather carving tool, a small worn piece inherited from his father, which he kept next to his bed. He used it to smooth out the edges of his wooden carvings, making them soft and safe for the village children. One morning the tool was gone. Later that day, Bjorn saw Eirik using a tool that looked exactly like it. Eirik was carving a gift for his wife, his brow furrowed in concentration. Bjorn felt a small, tight knot form in his chest, not of anger but a quiet, confusing hurt. Eirik would never take it without asking. His thoughts were slow and heavy. He did not confront Eirik, he did not shout. He simply withdrew, his responses to Eirik's friendly greetings becoming short and distant. Eirik, sensitive to the slightest shift in his friend's mood, noticed the distance immediately. He did not rush to defend himself, for he did not know the cause. He simply waited, his own heart feeling a low, sad hum. That evening, they were both sitting on a low bench by the fire. The space between them felt wider than the fjord itself. Eirik finally broke the silence, his voice barely a breath. "Your heart is troubled, brother. I feel the wind has stopped between us. Tell me what quiet darkness has crept into your mind." Bjorn took a slow breath, letting out a long, deliberate sigh. He held up his empty hands. My father's carving tool is gone, the one I loved for its smoothness. Eirik looked down at his hands where the tool was resting. He felt a sudden deep realization, a memory of seeing a tool that looked just like his own, picking it up in the dim morning light, and assuming it was his own. He realized his tool had fallen and rolled beneath his bench, and he had mistakenly taken Bjorn's. There was no need for grand apology or explanation. Eirik simply held out the worn leather tool, its handle smooth from generations of use. I am sorry, brother, Eirik whispered. My eyes were hurried and my spirit was blind. I took it thinking it was mine. I cherish your kindness more than any tool. Bjorn took the carving tool back. He did not look at the tool. He looked only into Eirik's eyes, which were filled with genuine, quiet sorrow for the small distance he had caused. Bjorn's chest relaxed. The quiet, tight knot dissolved completely. He placed the tool gently beside him, an item now insignificant compared to the deep relief of the mended bond. The tool is only wood and leather, Eirik, Bjorn said, his voice deep and warm again. The loyalty in a man's heart is a thing made of light and fire. And your light is always true. It is forgiven and it is forgotten. Sit closer. Eirik moved the small distance, shoulder to shoulder with his friend, and they sat in a profound, deep silence of reconciliation. They did not need to speak of the incident again. The matter was closed, not with a contract or an oath, but with a simple, genuine moment of honesty and forgiveness. This is the great, gentle lesson of their legend, that the strongest alliances are not forged in the heat of battle, but in the quiet warmth of a shared hearth, built upon the strength of a loyalty that easily forgives and the wisdom that chooses peace over pride. Feel the warmth of that loyal friendship now. Let the deep, easy forgiveness of Bjorn and Eirik settle over your own heart. All is mended, all is forgiven, all is peaceful. The fire is low, the friends are side by side. Your heart is still and at rest. The low, quiet laughter of Bjorn and Eirik fades now, and the deep, rich silence of the forest begins to settle over us. We leave the light of the longhouse and step into the vast, protective shadow of the whispering woods. This is not a forest of peril or noise. It is a place of profound, ancient quiet, a cathedral of towering pines and soft, moss-covered stones. The air here is cool, clean, and carries the earthy fragrance of wet soil, pine resin, and old undisturbed stone. Look up. The canopy is thick, but the soft moonlight, filtered by the millions of tiny needles, falls in silver patches on the forest floor. It is a scattered, shimmering light, enough to show the path, but not enough to disturb the sleeping earth. Our steps are completely silent. The path beneath our feet is a deep carpet of pine needles and soft, yielding moss. We are moving with the respect of guests in a holy place, gliding slowly, breathing gently. The only sound is the slow, continuous, gentle sigh of the wind in the highest branches, a sound that has repeated itself every night for thousands of years. It is the forest breathing, a slow, deep exhalation that promotes rest and security. The Alfar, elves of luminous calm. As we walk deeper, the air begins to shimmer. It is not heat, it is light. We are approaching the places where the Alfar, the gentle elves of Nordic lore, make their home. The Alfar are not the tiny, mischievous sprites of other lands. They are beings of pure, luminous calm. They are tall, elegant beings of light, their skin the color of pearl, their hair the silver of the quiet moon. They move among the trees with an utter silence that is mesmerizing. Their duty is not to trick or to tease, but to maintain the equilibrium of the night. They ensure that the roots of the trees are safe, that the stream flows smoothly, and that all lost creatures find their way to a sheltered place to sleep. You can feel their presence as a profound stillness. Every sound in the forest around them seems to pause, and the light they cast, a gentle, cool, bluish-white luminescence, is calming to the eyes, like looking up at the high, clear stars. If you close your eyes and listen, you can hear the Alfar at work. It is the sound of soft creation. They are mending tiny, broken twigs, gently pushing a fallen leaf back to the earth, or simply walking with a pace so slow that it takes them all night to cross a single clearing shimmer. Shimmer. They are guardians of the quiet. Their magic is simple. It is the magic of perfection in miniature. They ensure that everything small is peaceful, so that the whole forest can rest deeply. Feel their quiet intention surrounding you. The desire for everything to be just so balanced, calm, and utterly safe. Shimmer. They are guardians of the quiet. Their magic is simple. It is the magic of perfection in miniature. They ensure that everything small is peaceful, so that the whole forest can rest deeply. Feel their quiet intention surrounding you. The desire for everything to be just so balanced, calm, and utterly safe. The Nis, keeper of the peaceful hearth. We emerge from the deep woods and find ourselves near a small, isolated farmstead. It is a quiet, low-built house, surrounded by a simple stone wall and a small barn. The people within are sound asleep. But the farm is not unattended. In the barn, nestled in the hay loft, is the Nis or Tant, the small unseen spirit of the household. He is a tiny old man, dressed in a simple gray tunic and a conical red cap. He is the spirit of protection and good fortune, but only for those who live a quiet, respectful life. The Nis is busy tonight with his nightly rounds. He is ensuring that the old cow, Hilda, is warm, that the harness leather is oiled, and that the children's wooden toys are neatly lined up by the door. Listen for his sounds. They are so subtle they are almost not there. Soft scritch, as he gently brushes a stray piece of straw from Hilda's back. Tiny thump, as he carefully drops a single grain of wheat that he has swept into a corner. Low snort, as he sits for a moment on a feed barrel, listening to the deep, slow breathing of the cow, ensuring she is at peace. The Nis demands only one thing in return: deep, quiet respect. No one rushes him, no one bothers him, and in return he grants the family and their animals the most precious gift: deep, unbroken rest. The cow and the few sheep are sleeping soundly, their bodies completely relaxed. They're breathing a slow, steady swoosh hush in the dark barn. They know the Nis is there, a silent, grumpy, but utterly reliable protector.
Let the Nis's spirit settle over your own home tonight. Let him sweep away any tiny, restless thoughts, and ensure that your own resting place is protected, quiet, and deeply peaceful. This Cobra, gentle guide of the deep forest. We step back into the deep woods, where the shadows are thicker and the moon's light is even more diffused. This is the domain of the Skokra, the Lady of the Woods. She is not a creature of fear, but of profound, protective care. She is the forest's conscience, its shepherd. Sometimes, a traveler, lost in thought or simply overcome by the woods' quiet mystery, will stray from the path. This Kopra's gentle mission is to guide them back, but always with a soft hand, never with fright. If you were to become lost now, you wouldn't feel panic. Instead, you would feel a sudden, soft pull of curiosity in a certain direction. A small, almost imperceptible turn of the head toward a slightly brighter patch of moonlight. She does not shout. She whispers. SSS sleep here, the path is SS softer this S way. Her whisper is a pure, ethereal sound, like the highest register of the wind chime, but mixed with the sound of the softest running water. It is nonverbal, a simple communication of safety and direction. She guides you not by showing the dangers, but by highlighting the comforts. She makes the moss on the correct path feel softer. She makes the air on the right track feel warmer. She makes a hidden bed of ferns appear suddenly welcoming. Her light is not a sudden flare, but a gentle, persistent glow, a soft, green warmth that radiates from the bark of a nearby tree. She is simply pointing out the obvious safety, the path that leads back to rest. Feel her gentle guidance around you now. There is no need to worry about being lost. The woods are an ancient, kind presence, and their keeper is ensuring that you are already on the perfect, quiet path back to your own deepest rest. The enchanted spring of peace. As we reach the heart of this Kopra's domain, we come to a small, hidden spring. It is a pool of black, still water, reflecting the sky perfectly, fed by a thin, constant stream flowing from beneath an ancient root. Tranquil. Tranquil. Pause. Tranquil. The sound is the purest sound in the woods, the sound of water being born. It is cold, clean, and imbued with the quiet magic of the earth. The Vikings believed that if you drank from a spring like this just before sleeping, your dreams would be clear, restful, and filled with gentle wisdom. We do not drink. We only listen. The sound is a deep cleanse for the mind, washing away the last, faint traces of daytime worry. Let the gentle trickle of the pure water enter your ears and cleanse your thoughts, one by one. The woods have settled into their deepest, most restful state. The alpha are resting by their luminous stones. Dennis is fast asleep in the hayloft. This cobra has ensured that all the travelers are safely tucked away. Al is still. Al is well. The great, silent forest is your protector now. Jua nestled among the ancient roots, covered by the soft, sighing canopy, watched over by the gentle spirits of the north. Breathe in the peace of the silent, waiting earth, and sink deeper into your own, protected quiet. The stillness of the deep woods gently recedes. We glide back from the hushed silence of the Alpha and the Skopra to the warm, comforting heart of the village, the longhouse. These time, we arrive not at the deep hour of sleep, but at the evening's final gathering, the time for the peaceful feast. The energy here is one of deep, satisfied rest, not of hunger or revelry. It is the communal winding down, the moment when the day's hard work becomes soft gratitude. The main hall is bathed in the warm, golden light of the central hearth fire, now banked and crackling gently, casting long, peaceful shadows on the massive timber walls. The air is dense with the most comforting scents, the sweetness of roasted root vegetables, the earthy richness of dark, newly baked bread, and the subtle, lingering scent of honey and warm milk. Find your place on the low, wide bench by the fire. Feel the sturdy wood beneath you, a profound anchor of safety. The villagers are settled. No one rushes to eat. The food is simply there, a beautiful, simple abundance laid out on long, clean wooden platters. The movements of the hands are slow, the passage of the food from platter to mouth is deliberate and quiet. Listen closely. The sounds are all gentle, non-abrasive. Soft rip, of the freshly baked, heavy bread being torn apart. Muffled chew, a slow, contented sound of simple food being truly enjoyed. Gentle clink, of a wooden bowl being set softly down on the bench. This is the sound of gratitude in action. Every bite is a quiet thank you to the earth, the sun, and the gods who provide. The comforting menu. Imagine the slow, simple joy of this meal. This is not a grand, complicated dining, but a profound nourishment designed to settle the body and prepare it for deep rest. First, the roasted root vegetables. Carrots, parsnips, and turnips, dug from the cold, rich earth, seasoned with a little salt and roasted slowly near the embers. Their texture is soft, yielding instantly on the tongue, their sweetness a clean, natural comfort. Next, the freshly roasted fish, cod or salmon, caught earlier in the day, its skin gently crisped, its flesh white, flaky, and delicate. It is served with a simple squeeze of lemon juice, a clean, white counterpoint to the deep, earthy vegetables. The flavor is pure, honest, and utterly satisfying. And always, the dark, heavy bread, the same bread that Inga baked with such slow, rhythmic patience this morning. It is dense, warm, and requires a satisfying, slow chew. It is the food that fills the belly and grounds the spirit. For dessert, there is only a touch of wildflower honey, drizzled slowly over a small piece of cheese curd. The sweetness is thick and slow, a beautiful, gentle finishing note that prepares the mind for sweet dreams. Each swallow is a moment of total presence. The simple, clean flavors are grounding, pulling the body and mind away from complication and back to the basic, satisfying truth of being well fed and warm. Let the warm, satisfying feeling of this simple food settle heavily in your own stomach now. You are full. You are content. You are entirely safe. The heartfelt toast and gentle tales. As the plates are slowly cleared, the communal moment shifts from eating to quiet conversation. The voices are low, pitched just above a whisper, respectful of the deep peace of the longhouse. This is the time for a heartfelt toast. The head of the household, a gentleman named Halfdan, slowly raises a simple wooden cup filled with warm, watered ale, or for the children, spiced milk. His eyes are soft, and his gaze sweeps slowly around the room, resting on each face with quiet appreciation. He speaks slowly, his voice a deep, resonant hum, carrying only a few words. To the quiet hearth, Halfdan murmurs. May it be warmer tomorrow than it was today. To the sleep of the children, he continues. May it be deeper than the fjord. And finally, softly, to the peace that is earned by honest work. May it never leave us. The entire hall responds with a collective, quiet eskal, a deep, low sound of agreement and peace. The cup is lifted and put down without a clatter, but with a deliberate, soft thunk on the table. It is a ritual of quiet, shared intention. The entire hall responds with a collective, quiet eskal, a deep, low sound of agreement and peace. The cup is lifted and put down without a clatter, but with a deliberate, soft thunk on the table. It is a ritual of quiet, shared intention. The elder woman, Inge, who baked the bread this morning, now takes her turn. She does not tell a grand saga, but a gentle tale of provision. She speaks of the time when a great, gentle fog rolled in for 3 days, and no one could leave the longhouse. There was no hunting, no fishing, and the supplies began to run low. Worry began to creep into the edges of the air. On the third night, Inga whispers, her voice a comforting rasp, the youngest boy, little Rorik, who always had a quiet heart, pointed to the roof beam. And there, tucked into a knot in the wood, was a small, dry honeycomb from the summer's harvest, forgotten by everyone. It was enough. It was more than enough. It was a sweet, golden promise that the great gods never truly forget the quiet heart. We ate the honey, and the worry melted like the beeswax on our tongues. And when the fog finally lifted the next morning, the world was fresh, clean, and full of peace. This story is simple. Its lesson is profound. Quiet hearts are always provided for. They are the ones who can see the forgotten honeycomb, who can hear the gentle lesson in the silence. The closing ritual of warmth. As the conversation slowly fades, one final, beautiful act of the evening takes place. A few of the younger men, without a word, move to the massive fire and carefully gather the best, whitest ashes from the edges of the hearth. These are the sleeping ashes, ashes that hold the deep, banked warmth of the fire without any smoke or flame. They are placed into small, cloth-wrapped bags, the fire ashes of comfort. These little bags of profound warmth are distributed to the children and the elders, to be tucked into their beds, warming the cold furs and drawing the warmth deep into their bodies. Feel the thought of that soft, dry, comforting heat against your own skin. It is the last kiss of the hearth fire, a final blessing of warmth and security against the deep cold of the night. The lamps are extinguished one by one, a slow, deliberate surrender of the light. The voices cease completely. The only remaining sound is the deep, steady, soft breathing of the longhouse, the collective sigh of a village at peace. You have eaten well. You have shared joy. You have heard the promise of provision. You are warm, full, and your spirit is profoundly grounded. Sink now into the deep, rich warmth of the longhouse. Let the peace of the peaceful feast carry you into the deepest part of your own rest. The low, contented murmur of the longhouse fades, and the world grows vast and quiet around us once more. We turn our thoughts away from the village hearth and toward the towering, snow-capped peaks that guard the fjord, the home of our next legend, the truly unique and kind-hearted giant, Beowulf. Beowulf is a giant in every sense of the word. He is so tall that when he stands on the highest peak, he can peer across the whole fjord and see the distant sea. His shoulders are as broad as the longhouse, and his deep voice is usually only heard when it is muffled by the high cloud cover. But Beowulf is not a giant of chaos or thunder. He is the guardian of the quiet balance, the gentle giant. His heart is soft as a patch of deep forest moss, and his movements, despite his size, are astonishingly careful. His home is a high cave, lined with the softest sheepskin and warmed by a single, carefully tended geothermal spring. He sleeps not with a rumble, but with a deep, slow, constant swoosh-hush, like the slow movement of a massive glacier. Feel the peace in that immensity. The world is too big for small worries. Beowulf the protector against storms. Beowulf's most important duty is not fighting, but quiet protection. He guards the village not with a weapon, but with his presence. In the old days, the winds that swept down from the high mountains were fierce and sudden, sometimes threatening to tear the thatch from the village longhouses. The farmers and sailors, for all their strength, could not truly fight the wind. But Beowulf could. When the sky would turn a strange, turbulent green-gray, and the air would grow suddenly sharp and still, Beowulf would know the storm was coming. He would not rush. He would take a single, slow step out of his high cave. He would then do the simplest, most profound thing. He would sit down. He would sit so that his massive, broad back was turned directly to the path of the oncoming storm. He would let his shoulders rise higher than the peaks, and his head disappear into the swirling clouds. It would become an extension of the mountain itself, a living, immense windbreak. This storm would hit him. It would rage against his cloak, try to shake his massive frame, and swirl violently around his head. But the force of the wind, broken and dispersed by his immense, gentle shield, would pass over the village not as a destructive roar, but as a soft, whimpering moan. The people below, safe in their longhouses, would hear the low thud of Beowulf settling himself, and then the muffled wail of the disappointed wind, and they would smile a quiet, trusting smile. They knew the gentle giant was at his post, absorbing the violence, leaving them with nothing but quiet air and the promise of a peaceful morning. Let Beowulf's massive, gentle presence shield you now. Let him stand between you and any small, internal storm of worry. A is absorbing the noise, leaving you only with the quiet. The humorous story of the lost goat. Bergulf's interactions with the tiny world he protects are always marked by his quiet, careful kindness and a touch of gentle humor. One spring morning, a small, adventurous goat named Finna wandered too far up the mountain, drawn by a patch of the earliest, sweetest grass. She found her grass, but in her greed, she did not notice that a sudden, unexpected fog had rolled in, thick and white as sheep's wool. Finna was completely lost and began to bleat, a small, frantic sound of panic. Bergulf, sitting quietly on a high ridge, heard the tiny, distressed sound. He knew he could not rush, for his movements would frighten the small goat even more. He knew he could not call out, for his voice would be like thunder. So, he did the only thing a gentle giant could do. He reached one of his massive hands, a hand larger than a cartwheel, and slowly, delicately, extended his longest finger down through the thick, white fog. His finger was so large that Finna the goat thought it was an immense, perfectly smooth, warm, stone pillar. She immediately stopped bleeding and, with the natural instinct of a lost creature, nestled herself right against the warmth of the finger, calmed by the sudden appearance of a colossal, solid anchor in the confusing, foggy world. Bergulf then slowly, gently, lifted his finger, with the small, trusting goat nestled against his knuckle, up through the clouds. He held her up to the clear, quiet air above the fog, and with a gentle, silent smile, he pointed her in the direction of home. Finna, seeing the familiar shape of the mountains and the distant valley, realized she was safe. She gave the giant finger a gentle lick, then scrambled off onto the clear, high ground and scampered home. Bergulf sat there for a long time, looking at the tiny, warm, wet spot on his finger where the goat had rested. It was his favorite memory of the year, the feeling of a tiny, trusting life in his massive, gentle care. His simple pleasure is the best kind of humor, the soft, quiet satisfaction of having helped a small, lost thing find its peace. The keeper of the valley silence. Bergulf's greatest gift to the village is the valley silence. He understands that true rest requires the absence of deep noise. On nights when the wind is silent and the valley is perfectly still, Bergulf performs his final, most beautiful ritual. He takes a deep, slow breath of the high, cold, clean air, the air that has never been breathed by a city or a hurried thought. He holds the air in his massive lungs for a long, silent count. Then, he exhales. He exhales so slowly and so gently that the air leaving his body is not a wind, but a low-frequency hush. It is a sound so deep, so slow, that it travels not through your ears, but through the ground and up into the very foundation of the longhouse. This sound is a signal, the guardian is at rest. The valley is protected. It is safe to sleep. The deep vibration of his breath acts as a natural lullaby, a soft, planetary drone that calms the human nervous system. It makes the earth itself feel like a vast, comfortable mother, holding the village close to her breast. Feel that low, soft drone in the air around you now. Chast. It is the sound of immensity being gentle. It is the sound of power choosing peace. You are protected by the largest, kindest being in the world, the gentle giant Bergulf, who sits in the high stillness, simply breathing a lullaby of peace over your rest. We move now from the tangible warmth of the longhouse and the massive, gentle presence of Bergulf into the realm of the divine. But this is not a realm of thunderbolts or war cries. This is the realm of Frigg, the All-Mother, the goddess of the hearth, wisdom, and the profound peace of a well-kept home. Her presence is felt most strongly in the quiet, unseen spaces of the night, in the soft rhythm of a sleeping child's breath, in the gentle warmth that lingers in the sheets, and in the deep, intuitive knowing that all is well. Frigg does not dwell in a grand hall of gold and noise. Her hall, Finsalir, is a place of misty, quiet waters and soft, diffused light. It is the hall of mists, where secrets are kept safe and worries are dissolved into the gentle fog. Close your eyes and imagine this place. The air is cool and smells faintly of rain and sweet, white flowers. The only sound is the soft, perpetual motion of her great loom. Esbos. Clack. Esbos. Clack. This is the loom of gentle fate. Frigg does not weave wars or tragedies. She weaves the quiet, necessary threads of life, the bond between a mother and child, the peaceful resolution of a worry, the arrival of a restful sleep after a long day. Her weaving is slow, deliberate, and infinitely patient, Frigg the Dreamweaver. Frigg is the guardian of the dream world. She understands that sleep is not just an absence of waking, but a sacred journey of the soul to a place of restoration. When the village sleeps, Frigg sends out her handmaidens, Gianna and Fulla, not on mighty steeds, but on gentle currents of night air. They carry with them small, shimmering threads from Freya's own loom, the threads of gentle dreams. These threads are incredibly fine, softer than spider silk, and they glow with a faint, soothing blue light. The handmaidens drift silently over the sleeping village, gently laying a single thread across the forehead of anyone whose sleep is restless. When the thread touches the skin, it dissolves instantly into a feeling of profound, cool peace. It chases away the jagged edges of daytime worries, replacing them with soft, floating images, a calm sea, a quiet forest, a warm embrace. If you have ever woken from a deep sleep feeling unexpectedly calm, with a lingering sense of having been somewhere beautiful and safe, you have been touched by one of Freya's gentle threads. Let yourself be open to that touch now. Imagine a single, cool, blue thread of pure peace being laid gently across your own brow. Feel the cool touch, feel the worry dissolve. The silent comfort of the distaff. Freya is often depicted holding a distaff, a simple tool for spinning wool. But in the legends of the Quiet Night, her distaff is more than a tool, it is a symbol of infinite patience. That is a story told by the village grandmothers to those who cannot sleep because their minds are racing with tomorrow's tasks. When your thoughts are tangling like raw wool, they whisper, call upon Freya. She does not untangle them with force. She simply sits beside you in the dark, takes your tangled thoughts into her cool, calm hands, and begins to spin. She spins slowly, turning the chaotic mess of worries into a single, smooth, strong thread of purpose. She does not rush the work. She sits with you as long as it takes, her presence a silent reassurance that every tangle can be smoothed, every worry can be spun into something useful and calm. Spin, pull, smooth, spin. The motion of her spinning is a meditation. It is the feeling of things being put in their rightful order, quietly and without fuss. Let her take your own racing thoughts now. Let her calm, capable hands smooth them out, one by one, until only a single, peaceful thread of rest remains. Freya's blessing of the hearth. Before she leaves the sleeping village to return to Fensalar, Freya bestows her final, most potent blessing, the blessing of the hearthstone. She does not need to enter every home. She simply stands in the center of the village, under the starlight, and breathes out a slow, warm blessing that sinks into the very stones of every hearth. This blessing ensures that the home remains a sanctuary. It means that no matter how cold the wind blows outside, the heart of the home will always hold a spark of warmth. It means that the walls will hold the laughter and the quiet conversations, and they will repel the harsh words and the cold fears. It is a blessing of deep security. It is the feeling you get when you are deep under the covers, listening to a storm outside, and knowing with absolute certainty that it cannot reach you. The hearthstones, touched by her blessing, radiate a low, constant heat that is felt more in the soul than on the skin. It is the heat of belonging, the heat of being exactly where you are supposed to be. Freya, the silent, weaving mother of all comfort, has secured your home. She has smoothed your thoughts. She has sent you the threads of gentle dreams. You are held in the highest, most powerful, and most gentle care of the Viking world. Rest now, in the cool, misty peace of Fensalar, watched over by the goddess who knows, understands, and soothes everything. The soothing, misty presence of Freya slowly dissipates, leaving behind a feeling of cool, deep peace. We shift our attention now from the gods to the quiet language of the earth itself, the secrets held in the runestones. Our journey takes us, in the deep quiet of the fading night, to a small, hidden clearing just beyond the river's bend. This is a place the villagers call the Quiet Circle, a space where the earth feels especially old and undisturbed. In the center of this clearing, standing half buried in the soft, yielding moss and surrounded by the low, whispering ferns, are three ancient, gray stones. These are not grand, tall monuments, but low, humble boulders, smooth from centuries of rain and sun. These are the runestones. Look closely at their surfaces. They are covered in intricate, stylized carvings, the ancient alphabet of the north, the runes. These symbols are not letters in the way we know them, they are quiet, powerful whispers of the natural world, each one holding a tiny kernel of cosmic wisdom. The children of the village, during a slow, quiet walk one afternoon, discovered these stones. They were not frightened, they felt only a deep sense of wonder and calm curiosity. Little Hilda, the quietest child, reached out and placed her small hand on the central stone. It was cool to the touch, but beneath the coolness, she felt a profound, low humming. It was the sound of the stone's long, slow memory, the sound of the earth holding its secrets. A sound that vibrates through the soles of your feet. The elders' interpretation, runes of hope and calm. The children quietly led their grandfather, Old Harold, the storyteller, back to the clearing. He did not rush, but approached the stones with the same slow respect they had shown. He traced the lines of the runes with a gentle, weathered finger, his eyes soft with deep recognition. He did not speak of battle or conquest. He interpreted the runes only through the lens of gentle wisdom and peace. Harald pointed to the first stone, where the symbol Phil was carved. It looks like a simple two-pronged stick. This is the rune of cattle, Harald murmured, his voice low and comforting. But it is not just wealth. It is the rune of quiet provision. It says, your needs will be met. The sheep are in the pasture. The cow is in the barn. Be grateful for the simple, soft abundance you already possess. Worry not for tomorrow's hunger, for the gifts of the earth are already yours. Feel the simple relief in that meaning. Your needs are met. You are provided for. And move to the second stone, where the symbol ISA was carved, a single, simple, vertical line. This is the rune of ice, he explained. But it is the ice of stillness. It says, when the world is too fast, stop. Become as still as a winter pond. Do not fight the cold, let your heart freeze into a profound, calm silence. In that stillness, you will find perfect safety and clarity. All action ceases. All rest begins. Imagine yourself becoming perfectly still, like the surface of a frozen lake, utterly tranquil and unmoving. Finally, he rested his finger on the third stone, where the symbol Berkana was etched, a rune that looks like a gently rounded birch tree. This is the rune of the birch tree, the sacred mother tree, Harald whispered. It is the rune of gentle growth and protection. It says, you are safe. Your heart is sheltered by the strength of the earth. Grow slowly, like the tree in the quiet spring. Everything that you need will unfold gently, without a rush. You are protected, you are growing, and your roots are deep. The magic of quiet origin. Harald shared a story about the origin of the runes, emphasizing the quiet, magical nature of their creation. It told them that the great god, Odin, in his quest for wisdom, did not fight for the runes. He listened for them. Odin hung for 9 long, silent nights on the world tree, Yggdrasil, enduring cold and hunger, but mostly, enduring the profound, deep silence. He was listening to the wind passing through the vast, empty space between the worlds. He did not take the runes, he allowed the whispers of the wind to form the shapes in his mind. The runes are literally the sound of silence given shape. They are the frozen echoes of the universe's oldest, calmest wisdom. Because they came from silence, they can only be truly understood in silence. They are meant to be felt, not shouted. They are a quiet, reassuring conversation with the fabric of existence. As Harald finished his story, he placed his palm flat on the mossy earth beside the runes. He told the children that their most important message was not about prediction or power, but about anchoring. These stones, he said, are anchors for your soul. When the storms of worry come, you must find a quiet place, place your hand on a piece of stone, and remember the 3 runes of calm, provision, stillness, and gentle growth. Trust the silence, and trust the stone. The children sat in the quiet circle, their hands resting on the cool, old rock, feeling the low, steady hum of the earth's ancient wisdom filling their small bodies with a deep sense of security. The light in the clearing is incredibly soft now, a low, holy glow. The runes stand guard, silent and steady, radiating a gentle, constant promise of peace and provision. Let the wisdom of the stones sink into your rest. You are provided for. You are still. You are safe. The stillness of the rune clearing melts away, and we rise slowly into the highest, clearest air of the night. We are standing now on a high, silent bluff, overlooking the vast, dark expanse of the fjord. The water is a sheet of pure, unmoving blackness, perfectly still. The stars above are so numerous and so bright that the darkness feels less like an absence and more like a rich, velvet tapestry. The air is cold, clean, and carries only the faintest scent of ice and distant stone. This is the moment of the night watch, the quiet time when the human world is asleep, and the spiritual world of the high north is most visible. Look up. It begins with a subtle shift in the darkness. A faint, almost invisible wisp of light appears on the northern horizon, a pale, milky green. It is not a sudden flash, but a slow, graceful blooming of light. This is the aurora borealis, the northern lights. Feel the profound, silent wonder of this phenomenon. It does not speak with sound, but with light and pure, effortless motion. The silent dance of the ancestors. the Vikings did not fear the northern lights. They were not a storm or a warning. They were the silent dance of the ancestors, a visible manifestation of the eternal bond between the living and the departed. In the old, quiet sagas, the light is described as the shimmering of the Valkyries' armor as they ride across the sky, but on nights like this, nights of deep, profound peace, the light is not the reflection of their shields of battle. It is the shimmer of their linen gowns as they dance. Imagine them now, beautiful and gentle, moving with an astonishing slowness. The light does not race or flash, it flows, like a massive, luminous curtain being drawn across the sky with infinite patience. The colors are soft, the pale, gentle green of deep-sea glass, the occasional drift of rose pink like the faintest blush on a sleeping cheek, and streaks of pure, silent white. Each slow, serpentine movement of the light is a slow, graceful breath of the ancestors. When the light pulses slowly, it is their way of reminding the world to breathe with them. Inhale slowly. Exhale completely. There is no sound, only the feeling of this immense, silent energy. It is a visual lullaby, the greatest, most powerful, and most peaceful light show in the world, performed only for those who are quiet enough to witness it. Let the light wash over you. It is a soft, comforting wave of pure color, erasing all shadows and all worries from your vision. The threads of hope and promises kept. The legends say that the aurora is also the weaving of great hope, a different kind of weaving than Freaksloom. Sometimes, when a Viking left on a long voyage, a loved one would make a promise to them, a promise to wait, to keep the hearth warm, to keep a secret, or to forgive an old slight. These promises, when truly meant and kept with a quiet, patient heart, were believed to rise from the earth in the form of thin, shining threads. When these threads reach the high atmosphere, they are caught by the wind and woven together by the ancestors into the aurora. The pale green light is the color of promises kept. Every gentle, flowing wave you see is a silent, ancient vow that was honored, creating a massive, collective blanket of trust and loyalty above the world. To watch the aurora, then, is to be wrapped in the visible manifestation of 1,000 generations of honesty and gentle faith. Feel the power of that belief. You are surrounded by a vast, beautiful assurance that promises are kept, that loyalty endures, and that everything that is true and good rises to the heavens to become a light for the world. The quiet language of the fjord. Below us, the fjord is a perfect mirror, catching every slow, graceful movement of the light. The reflection is even softer, slightly blurred by the deep darkness of the water. This double image, the immense light above, the gentle reflection below, creates a sense of deep immersion. You are not just looking at the sky, you are floating between two skies, suspended in a pocket of pure, silent wonder. The silence here is not empty, it is full. It is full of the ancient, slow dance of light, the invisible breath of the ancestors, and the profound, humbling awareness of the size and slow beauty of the universe. The only sound that manages to rise up to this high bluff is the occasional, low, distant sigh of a seal, a sound that seems to come from the very heart of the water, a single, gentle confirmation that life is at rest and moving with the slow rhythm of the tide. Sai. Pause. Sai. We stay here, on the edge of the world, bathed in the soft, flowing light of the aurora. It is a light that asks nothing of you, a light that judges nothing, a light that only exists to show you the deep, beautiful peace that can be found in the highest, coldest, and quietest part of the night. Let the shimmering light of the ancestors flow gently over your eyelids. Let it wash away the last, lingering darkness of worry. You are watching the dance of absolute peace. You are safe. You are surrounded by the promises kept. Sleep now, beneath the glowing, silent curtain of the northern lights. The silent, majestic light of the aurora slowly fades, leaving behind only the deep, comforting blanket of the night sky. We return, for the final time, to the heart of the longhouse, where the embers of the great fire are now a low, deep, unmoving red, the color of perfect rest. The village is in its deepest sleep. The air is warm, heavy with the scent of pine and peace. All is still, save for one figure, old Harold, the master skald and the kind-hearted elder who spoke of the runes. A is seated on his low stool near the embers, not fully asleep, but floating in the beautiful, peaceful space between waking and dreaming. A is performing his final, most sacred duty of the night, the telling of the sleepy sagas. These stories are not for attention or applause. They are told only for the sake of the air itself, for the deep comfort they weave around the sleeping souls. His voice is barely audible, a low, slow, rhythmic murmur that blends seamlessly with the soft breathing of the village. It is a voice designed to dissolve into the darkness and carry the listener effortlessly into deep rest. Close your eyes. Let his slow, melodic rhythm replace your own thoughts. Hush now, sleep, little heart, sleep deep now. The Legend of the Quiet Wolf. Harald begins his story with a legend of an animal, a wolf named Hati who was not driven by the need to chase the sun or the moon, but by the desire for stillness. There was a wolf named Hati, Harald whispers, his voice like the slow, steady drip of melting snow. And all the other wolves hunted with a great noise, their paws thudding, their calls echoing through the valleys. But Hati grew tired of the noise. He found no peace in the chase. So, Hati turned his back on the pack. He climbed the highest, quietest mountain, a peak where the snow never melted and the silence was vast and complete. He found a bed in a small, sheltered cave, lined with soft moss. And there, Hati learned to be still. He did not hunt. He only breathed, slowly and deeply. Inhale the silence. Exhale the peace. The other wolves, hunting below, became quiet because they could sense the immense stillness above them. They learned that the softest paw falls made the best hunters. And that the quiet wolf, never went hungry. The small field mice and the shy forest birds, sensing his deep, non-threatening peace, would come to him to share their food. Because the most profound strength, children, is the strength that does not need to move or shout. The simple, quiet moral of the story settles over the sleeping longhouse like a dusting of soft snow. Stillness brings its own gentle provision. The story of the gentle god I hear seabed. Harald's voice drops even lower, a hypnotic, comforting drone. He tells a watery tale, a story to ease the body into total rest. Deep beneath the waves, Harald murmurs, lives the gentle sea god, I hear. His hall is not made of rough stone, but of vast, dark, yielding water, and his bed is the softest, most comfortable thing in all the worlds. I hear's bed is made of kelp and moon sand. The kelp is spun into a vast, elastic net that gently cradles his body, shifting and adjusting to every tiny need. The sand, which is polished smooth by the constant, soft pull of the tide, gives off a faint, cool, silvery light that soothes the eyes. When I hear sleeps, his body is entirely weightless, suspended in the cool, silent, dark water. No sound of the surface world can reach him. He is entirely at peace. His slumber is so deep that the very current of the ocean slows down around him, a massive, peaceful vortex of deep rest. And tonight, little ones, I hear has extended his bed. The vast ocean of rest reaches out from his hall. And your own sleeping place is now a part of that great, dark, weightless seabed of kelp and moon sand. Feel your body becoming light, perfectly supported, sinking deeper into the soft, liquid dark. Feel yourself floating, suspended in the cool, profound silence of the gentle ocean floor. The act of releasing the stone. Harald now tells a story not of myth, but of wisdom. It is his favorite closing tale, a tale to ensure the final, complete surrender to sleep. There was once a young farmer, Harald whispers, his voice now almost disappearing into the silence, who could not sleep. He lay awake, clutching a small, heavy stone in his hand, the stone of his day's worries. He worried about the frost, about the rain, about the debt, about the words he should have said. The stone grew heavier and sharper in his palm. He tried to sleep, but the stone would not let him. An old, blind woman heard his distress. She came to his bedside and said, "Young one, the stone of worry is a liar. It is not heavy because of your life, it is heavy because you are choosing to hold it. When you sleep," she taught him, "you must perform the act of releasing the stone. You must open your fingers, one by one, and let the stone of all your thoughts, all your worries, all your unfinished tasks, simply drop onto the dirt floor beside your bed. When the stone hits the floor with a soft thud, that is the signal. Your mind has surrendered its burden. You do not need to kick it up again until the sun is high and you are fully rested. The night is not for solving, the night is for releasing." Harald pauses, and the longhouse is filled with an enormous, collective, silent waiting. And now, perform the act of releasing the stone. Open your own hand, relax your fingers, and let the heavy, unnecessary stone of your waking thoughts simply drop away from you. Thud, it is gone. You do not need it anymore. You are empty, weightless, and profoundly ready for rest, the final blessing of the skald. Harald's eyes finally close, his work done. He gives the sleeping hall his final, silent blessing. His blessing is the wisdom of the passing story. It is the comfort that every worry, every day, every moment of tension, is just a story. And every story has an end. The end is the deep, peaceful silence that follows the final word. The stories are finished. The hearth is cool. The longhouse is silent. You are at the end of the sagas. You are at the beginning of your rest. The low, comforting drone of old Aralf's voice has finally faded. The silence that follows is not a sudden stop, but a gentle, complete surrender. The longhouse is now in its most perfect state of rest, a heavy, warm, protected quiet. You are here, though, nestled deep in the comfort of a Viking night. Your body is heavy, your mind is smooth, and your heart is still. The gentle giant, Bergulf, is standing guard over the mountains. The sea draugr are keeping the waters smooth. Freak has woven her softest, blue threads of dreams around you. There is nothing left to do. There is nowhere left to go. Feel the profound weight of the darkness now. It is not an empty space, but a warm, enveloping presence, a soft, velvet cocoon spun just for you. Let your eyelids feel heavy, let them stay closed. Release the last, tiny tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, in your hands. You are sinking deeper into the soft furs, deeper into the dark, deeper into the quiet wisdom of the ancient north. The final imagery of peace. Imagine yourself floating up, slowly and gently, out of the longhouse, through the smoke hole, and into the immense, silent night sky. You are no longer bound by the walls of the village. You are drifting, Watlis, above the fjord. Look down. The whole Viking world is a scene of utter tranquility. The longhouse is a single, low, dark shape, radiating a tiny spark of red from the buried embers, the eternal heart of the home, a fixed point of warmth in the vast, cold night. The fjord is a sheet of black glass, undisturbed and perfectly still, holding the reflection of the ancient stars like a treasure. The mountains are vast, dark shoulders, their forms blurred and softened by the night, standing as eternal, silent guardians. And above it all, the northern stars, countless, tiny points of white light, are whispering the oldest lullaby in existence, the sound of infinite distance and profound peace. The final blessing, safe harbor. We have sailed on the smooth sea, and we have walked the quiet woods. We have shared food and laughed softly with loyal friends. We have been healed by the kind touch of Astrid and guarded by the immense, gentle strength of Bergulf. Every story has been told, and every fear has been released. The voyage is over. You have arrived at your destination, safe harbor. This is the only moment that matters. This moment of deep, profound, total rest. Know this. You are warm. You are protected. You are safe. You are loved. Your ancestors, whose stories have soothed you tonight, are watching over you with a patient, silent love, their light flowing through the shimmering curtain of the aurora. Let your breathing become as slow and steady as the tide that rocks the longship. Inhale the peace. Exhale the rest. There is only the soft darkness, the faint, sweet sound of the wind, and the deep, steady beat of your own quiet heart. Sink now. Sink completely. Deeper than the fjord. Quieter than the deepest snow. Good night, friend. May your sleep be long, peaceful, and filled with the gentle, quiet wisdom of the northern stars.